so that you can see the difference between my rectangle and my crosshatch lines. I'm going to take the grid off right now so that you see it even clearer. And I'm going to start connecting these together. So I'm going to join it together there. And you can see I'm just joining them all together. So I just want you to see the visual of the right hand side joined together. I'm going to do the same thing on my left hand side. And then join these together. And do the same thing on the right side again. Normally I would zoom in very small and tight so that I could see better, but I want you to visually watch the crosshatch happen. And then one more. In the lower left-hand corner. Now I'm going to remove the rectangle for the moment. I'm going to select all, and I'm actually going to just join these just so that you can see they're all connected together. So I've begun the cross hatching. Now I'm going to copy and paste, and I want you to watch what happens as I shift my line. So now, copy, paste. Do you see how I can make duplicates of the crosshatch and make them tighter together instead of doing each and every row? Then I would do the same thing the other direction. So now I'm going to come down, and depending on if I want it on a 45-degree angle or not, and do my crosshatch the other direction. I would make sure that these lines were straight also, so I'll bring them right up and straighten them up with my rectangle. And you can see that as I go through the process, I'm going to make crosshatch lines. One direction is a 45 or a 30-degree angle, whatever you'd like. It could be straight lines. The other, on my example, is straight. So I have one angled line and one straight line. That, for me, works better than this method, because with this method, again, I have crossed over lines, and I'm not looking to have lines that stitch over themselves. I'm looking to have lines that do not stitch over themselves. Now I can move my start and stop, and sometimes that will alleviate some of the crossovers. So maybe I want the start and stop to be in the same corner or the same side. And go back to the top, and let's watch what happens this time. So only one line crossing over, and that was across the top here. That's one way to do it. Now I'm going to go to the Quilt Design Creator. It has a similar process. So let's start a new block. In here, you can select the shape. So we'll select our rectangle. We can tell it what size the rectangle is. Click Next. Here, we can fill the block with a specific type of fill. So there is a crosshatch or a channel quilting that you can pick. Click Finish. Now let's watch the Quilt Design Creator stitch out and see how it transforms. And it's digitizing the way that I was showing you, that you can do it as big giant zigzags. Sometimes it's easier for us to digitize these ourselves than to have the software do that. That's a choice you have to decide. and you can ask it not to stitch out the outer line. So on both software, whether it's Art and Stitch or the Quilt Design Creator software, you can take the line off. Then what you're going to do is, if this is your first row, your second row, you're going to line it up so that it matches. If you digitize it yourself, you can embed them in each other. So two different ways to look at cross-hatching or channel quilting using software. Another option would be doing the same technique with the giant zigzags using rulers. So that's rulers for long arm with an extension table and a ruler foot. And you can do those freehand following the edge of the rulers. So that's my tip of the day, how to do crosshatch and channel quilting on your long arm quilting machine. So, happy quilting to all of you, and I know that you're going to enjoy quilting, crosshatch, and channel quilting, whether you do it in software or if you're doing it in the Quilt Design Creator. Art and Stitch or freehand with rulers. Happy quilting!